Brock Lesnar done with WWE? After this report, I'd say perhaps. What's up, folks? Fred Richani, TSC News, your home for pro wrestling news updates, interviews, and everything in between. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. As you can see, I don't think I'd want to mess with Brock Lesnar, but if there's another person I wouldn't want to mess with, it's Vince McMahon. And according to ProWrestlingSheet.com, following Brock Lesnar's pinfall victory over Roman Reigns to retain the Universal Championship at WrestleMania 34, he got into a verbal altercation with the boss backstage, which was heated but brief, and there may have been an instance where Lesnar took the Universal title and threw it against the wall. It's reported he at least chucked it somewhere. I don't know if he threw it against the wall or not. You know, maybe he's a big Tetsuya Naito fan, listening to Gobernables, he doesn't care about the belt. Whatever the case may be. Now, why would this happen? Few reasons. One, I'm sure Lesnar was not happy with the match. That was horribly received. Crowd was chanting, "This is awful." It took place so late in the show. I mean, this is the first WWE match I think that ever went past midnight. I mean, it was an abomination. And it was the Antichrist of their WrestleMania 31 match, because I went back and watched that match, Reigns and Lesnar. At first, I wasn't a huge fan of it, but I watched it about a couple weeks prior to this match, and looking back, I'm like, man, this is a much better match than I thought it was. And I was really looking forward to this match. I thought they'd be physical, which they were. I thought they'd have a lot of kickouts, which they did. And I thought that this would feel like a fight, which to some extent it kind of did. But something was missing. It was slow. It was plotting. It was big move after big move. It was like an unnecessarily extended version of Brock Lesnar versus Goldberg without all the fun, without the heat. Crowd just didn't care. Crowd was playing with beach balls. It was just ridiculous. And I can imagine Lesnar being human, thinking, you know what, going backstage, F this, man. You put me in this position. You built me up as this part-time guy, and then the crowd craps all over my match. This is all your fault. I can also see from the perspective of Vince McMahon. Maybe Brock Lesnar got a little too stiff-ski with Roman Reigns because he was busted open. Now, I originally thought maybe Roman Reigns used like one of those blood packets or whatever, because if you recall a couple years back during his feud with Triple H, there's a video of Byron Saxton passing him like some type of tablet or something that kind of like that Roman used like for his mouth or whatever to get color when Triple H was beating the hell out of him. I don't know. It could have been a hairline cut, because when he walked out of the ring after the WrestleMania video package, he seemed pretty cleaned up, so it might have been a cut, in the hairline there. And Brock Lesnar has been known to be a bit stiff, to be a bit reckless. Look, I don't think the guy goes out there trying to intentionally hurt somebody, unless you're Braun Strowman, who accidentally knees him in the face, and then Brock has to give you a receipt like at Royal Rumble. But I don't believe that Brock Lesnar is genuinely trying to harm people. I think he's a stiff guy. I think that's just the way it goes sometimes. But maybe this was one too many times for Vince McMahon. I don't know. Maybe it's also a money issue, because I know Dave Meltzer's talked about this in his newsletter, that while Brock Lesnar's last date technically was WrestleMania 34, I think WWE did have some type of option that goes into August that they could pick up. Now, I'm not sure how accurate that is, but I would imagine if Vince McMahon wanted to keep Brock Lesnar for one more match, two more matches, however many matches, he could just pay up and, they could work something out. I mean, they could. So I don't know what the deal is. All I know is that it's really weird that Brock Lesnar did not drop the Universal title to Roman Reigns. I think we're going to find out what the hell's going on with the Universal title on Raw tonight. Maybe they'll do a WrestleMania rematch for that, which I think is stupid. Even if Roman Reigns wins the title tonight or wins it at Greatest Royal Rumble or Backlash or whatever, the reality is, man, I really feel like they just Lex Lugered this guy. And for those that don't know, Lex Luger back in the day in WWE had opportunity after opportunity to become the guy. A lot of the fans wanted Bret Hart instead, and Bret Hart ended up becoming the guy instead of Lex Luger. But what sped up that process was Lex Luger getting to the point where he was ready to beat Yokozuna, the dominant WWE champion, and he didn't beat him. At least not for the title. I think he had like a DQ win or something over him. And it was when it was time, he didn't get the title. And I kind of feel like that's the story of Reigns' career. Yeah, he's won the title here and there. He's had 3 title runs, but they didn't amount to much. They weren't that long. And here you had a prime opportunity to give Reigns the title. Yeah, he gets booed a lot. Yeah, you can make the argument he's never going to be the star John Cena is, but he's a damn good worker. He's a great company ambassador. A lot of fans like him. He does get a reaction, and it makes sense. I mean, Lesnar's on his way out. So now we're going into a situation on Monday Night Raw and moving forward with WWE where, assuming this report is true, and I would imagine it is, as Ryan confirmed with multiple sources, you got a champion who technically has no real dates on his contract to the best of our knowledge. And you got a champion who's got 1 foot halfway out the door to the UFC. And you've got a champion that, let's keep it real here, folks, does whatever the F he wants. Because he's Brock Lesnar. Every time Brock Lesnar fought in UFC, he renegotiated his contract. Words of Dana White, not me. So you can imagine how much of a pain this is going to be for WWE right now. Now, maybe they've resolved this issue, but yeah, not a good look if you're the WWE and Vince McMahon. I really don't see what they have to gain by having Brock Lesnar beat Roman Reigns. And you know what? Even if the plan was for Brock Lesnar to win and then drop the title on Raw, which would be crazy because Lesnar hasn't had a Raw match in, I don't even know since when. Maybe 2002? Even if you're going to have Lesnar drop the title where the plan was that, in the event that confrontation got so heated with Vince McMahon, who's to say Lesnar doesn't play ball? Right? I mean, I could easily see them vacating the title and then maybe putting it up for grabs in the greatest Royal Rumble in Saudi Arabia to get that over and drive network subscriptions. Who the hell knows? Maybe they'll do a tournament for Backlash, but to me, those are all, and even if say Braun Strowman, who I think should be the guy, even if a guy like Braun beats Brock tonight, right? Still, I don't think that would have been as good as just having Roman Reigns outright win. And he probably should have outright won at a reasonable time that was not 12:15 a.m. or however long this match went, and of course Brock got the win. It wasn't Roman, but we'll see what happens, folks. But I want to hear from you. What do you think about Brock Lesnar's WWE run potentially coming to an end? Are you excited for the Raw after WrestleMania? What do you see coming up in the future? Just want to clarify something real quick as well. PWS also clarified that Dave Meltzer's original report of Alicia Fox being pulled out of the WrestleMania Battle Royal for that incident with Travis Brown actually wasn't the case. In fact, Alicia Fox was apparently not medically cleared. Actually, from WWE. WWE told Pro Wrestling she's not medically cleared. That being said, getting into a verbal confrontation with Ronda Rousey's husband, not the best look. And who's to say she wasn't sent home or, strongly hinted at, hey, maybe you should stay home and not go to the arena. So I guess we'll see what happens. But again, let me know. Leave a comment below. Tweet us, Facebook us. Do what you got to do. If you enjoyed this update, please like, share, take care. Don't forget to subscribe for more pro wrestling videos. And as always, enjoy the matches.